What is up, everybody? Man, that song is a banger, I tell you what. Welcome to Monk and Lou's Happy Hour. It is 4:30 Central Time, 5:30 if you're Lou over there. And thank you for joining us, guys. It's a huge pay-per-view weekend. We've got UFC 283 happening in about 24 and a half hours, actually. Headlined by two UFC title fights, the light heavyweight fight between Glover and Jamal Hill, and the flyweight fight between Moreno and Figueiredo. I'm not sure if those guys have ever fought before, but we will go over it. Lou, how are you doing? You looking forward to this card in about 24 hours?
Very much so. This is a great Saturday of sports, some good soccer. Yeah. Got Giants, Eagles tomorrow. How dare this game be on the same time as pay-per-view? We got NFL playoffs, great card. And I got to give a shout out to Tommy Jr., my friend Tommy's son, turning 8. Tommy Jr., happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm sure I'll see you soon. I would say I'd let him put me in a rear naked choke. There's no more letting him. His grip is getting insanely and I am not a strong man, but his grip is getting insanely strong for an 8-year-old boy. And he's learning like new moves too. So it's getting scary. Also, I want to let you guys know, I told Monk an absolutely absurd, ridiculous joke before we got in there. I know Monk is like loosey goosey. I might tell it if Monk has to go, because I know Monk has his own birthday stuff today with family. If Monk has to go, maybe I'll end the show with that joke. You know, the second time I tell it, I'm sure I'll be way better at
it. Hopefully not. I did duck out early last week. My girlfriend had car trouble, but she's here. Both cars are in the driveway. We're good to go. I'm in a fantastic mood. We've got great fights. We're going to try to not rush through, but get through as quick as possible because it is my stepson's birthday. So happy birthday to him.
I have nothing to do, though, guys.
We're going out.
I have literally nothing to do.
If you want to hang out and talk to Lou,
and I'll answer questions. And I'm out of beer and I'm sober. So, there's that. But
it's called a teaser, Principate. You got to stick around to the end, my guy. You got to stick around to the end.
We got Daz, we got Eagles, Dale's here, Headley won.
Raw
Torque not saying what's up, ladies, though. What's up, ladies?
Sean V, I don't know if you said that. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Guys, I mean, we've got 15 fights. Everyone made weight. I can't believe it. We're actually going to get 15 fights.
Almost everybody.
Well, he doesn't,
He doesn't count. He doesn't count.
My guy's on vacation. He had a few too many acai bowls, and Anthony Smith, he's doing okay down there.
Right.
Probably staining those veneers blue with all that acai.
He didn't give a shit that he missed weight.
No, both guys made weight. I don't know what the big deal is. Everyone's like, Anthony Smith missed weight. It's
I don't know. Maybe
everyone else made weight.
I don't know. Maybe it was professional pride or something.
Yeah, maybe. You did come in 3 pounds over, but we've got Simon Oliveira going against Daniel Marcos, two guys I don't know much about. I know a lot of people are on Marcos here. He is 13-0. For DraftKings, this is a great salary to play. 8,600, 7,600. Fantastic to get that underdog Marcos in there. If you don't trust Oliveira, he did only score 1.16 points a minute in 15-minute fight. I believe that was against Gravely. Yes, sir. And he gave up 6.5 points a minute in 128. So Marcos, 7 wins by KO TKO, 6 decision wins. This is a toss-up, man. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to play a little bit of both, but I might be riding the wave here and rostering Marcos more than Oliveira just because of the salary and the question marks on both sides. I don't see much from Simon that gets me too excited. He gave up over 5 points a minute in takedowns and control time. So, I don't have much on this one. I'll be playing more of the underdog. Ownership is about 12% Oliveira, which is very low for an $8,600 fighter, and 20% for Marcos. What do you got on this one, Lou?
I agree with the ownership. So I'm on the Marcos side. Oh, shit. I am on the Marcos. I want to say this too. We did the Wednesday DFS show on Pub Sports, the 4 of us, first time we ever did a show.
Yeah.
And Monk and I agree on all 15 picks. I may have changed too.
Nice.
I think I may have been swayed. I think I may have changed too, but this is not one. I'm on the Marcos side here. I want to bring up something I was talking about yesterday with Dan Tom. It's gonna sound like a weird thing, a weird person to compare him to, but Natalia Silva, her tape, she was away for 3 years. This is during the pandemic. You watched her fight Jasuda Vicious. She looked like a totally different fighter.
Yep.
Her previous tape didn't matter. And then against Teresa Bleda, had a nice 3rd-round knockout. She looked like a different fighter. Marcos is the same thing, where his pre-contender series tape, he hadn't fought in 3 years, probably just in the gym. again, you haven't fought in 3 years. We don't know the improvements you make. We're not, and it's not like you're a guy on our radar, so nobody's really paying attention. But guy looked great, striking looked great. There's some questions. We don't know about his takedown defense. We really don't know much about his ground game. What I do know is Oliveira has one move. Like, he goes for it's not even a guillotine, it's a DDT. He lets and like Jake the Snake Roberts do. I bet him by sub against Gravely. It was like, I think it was 1,100. It might be plus 1,000, but I think it was plus 1,100. I mean, at least he went for it. I'll say that.
Yep.
But I'm not impressed with anything I've seen from. I don't think his takedown defense is good if Marcos wants to go there. But if this is on the feet for 15 minutes, I think Marcos has a clear edge. I'm not riding a prop here. Oliveira's never been knocked out. Strangely enough, this might be the second best guy he's ever faced, like other than Gravely.
Yeah.
But give me Marcos here. The market agrees because he has been getting a lot of money. I got him a little. I'm not like a CLV god, but I did get him earlier in the week at plus 140. I think he's down, which I didn't even get the best line on him. I think he's down at plus 120 now in some books.
Yeah.
So give me some Marcos. And he's one of the few guys I like this week DFS wise in that, like,
same.
There's another guy we're going to get to that I think we agree on too, that's low, but it's hard to find guys that are like, because even if he loses, I think he loses a decision and his floor is probably not going to kill you, but
agreed.
You're not going to win the 100,000, but I don't think it's not going to knock you out of the money.
Yep. Exactly. Absolutely love it. And of course, I already fucked up here. There we go. Let's just switch that back. And switch that back. Here we go, guys.
Some of these fights, guys, we can spend 30 seconds on because
exactly
some of these lines are like insanity.
There are several lines that are just crazy on this, like so wide. Not Yeltsin Almeida. That could be.
I will spend exhaustive time talking about what Almeida is going to do. A word that rhymes with banally to Shamil.
Nice that you came up with. I like that. We're going to go to the second fight. Cody Stamann, really upset with the Brazilian crowd there today, going against Luan Lacerda. I don't have much for this. I've heard a lot of people on Lacerda. I don't mind him. There's only a couple people, 7,200 and under, that I'm willing to put stock into. And Abdul Rakimov is not one of them. Farron is not one of them. Lacerda, maybe. I'll have him in a few lineups. But honestly, guys, this is Cody Stamann. He has like 10 UFC fights. Yeah, he's not, or 11 UFC fights. He's not the best ever, in his weight class at bantamweight. He has some fantastic names on his resume, though. I mean, he lost to Nurmagomedov by Gilly. He lost to Merab before that. And then Jimmy Rivera, who's always been known to be a tough fight. Got a win over Kelleher. And then Wineland. I mean, who's not winning over Wineland when he's like 40 years old? But 9,200 is a bit much for Stamann. I'm picking him to win, though. Like UFC vet going against a newcomer here. And a newcomer who's 30 years old, by the way. That should be noted. Stamann in his last 2 wins, averaging 110.33, 3 points a minute. I like Stamann here. If he doesn't get caught in a gilly, I think this is Stamann's fight all day. What do you think about this one?
I have no bet. This is one of the few fights I didn't do any action on. I don't like that line. I don't like. I mean, how I bet. I don't really like big juice lines to begin
with. Stamann's 8-0 is a favorite too. That should also be noted.
I mean, there's nothing Lacerda is going to really have to offer here for him. I don't like the way he does entries. I don't think his takedowns are good. I mean, and the thing is if this thing's on the feet, his striking is awful. So I can't believe he's going to get outstruck by Stamann, and it's going to be pretty easy. I know that Gordo, who I respect immensely, loves him this week.
Stamann,
yeah, and he loves him in DFS too. For I think it's an ownership play more than it's like he thinks Stamann's going to put up a lot. I do not like Stamann at all for DraftKings. I don't think he has finish equity.
18% ownership. $9,200.
I don't like that at all. And I like, what's he really going to score? 85 in a win. Not going to get it done. I think this was the fight to avoid. I said on Wednesday, just let's move on.
Yeah. If he doesn't get a first round finish, he's not going to score well.
Even Stamann decision isn't worth your time on a betting. Like that's the most likely outcome here, I think.
Yep. I agree 100%.
If you want to play Stamann round 3 just to have like a fun thing, I think that's live because I don't like Lacerda's cardio. And Stamann's never really had a cardio issue, but I don't know, man. Next. There's enough good fights in this card to get money on. And this is one I have money on. So.
For sure. Why don't you go ahead and get us started here with Josie and Nunes going against Zara Farron?
Oh, I'm on the Nunes Brady's favorite fighter, Josiane Nunez. I'm on the Nunez KO. I don't really care about this whole, like, if you want to talk to me about like the size and reach disadvantage, she had the same disadvantages against Bia Malecki. Not really worried about it. Not worried about it. And like, I know Farron's lost to people that are like Spencer had the threat of a takedown. Megan Anderson had the threat of a takedown. I know that threat's not here. This is far worse because the threat is you're going to get just absolutely mauled on the feet. And
all it's going to take is one, I think.
Yeah, Nunez hits pretty hard. I mean, look, there's no reason to parlay her. There's no reason to straight bet her at minus 500. But in the distance at minus 120, at 145, I like it a lot. I mean, look, I like it as much as I'm capable of liking this kind of fight. I think it's a reasonable price tag for what I think is the most likely outcome is Nunez. Just you're not getting. I looked on DraftKings. I was hoping you might get a discount for like round 1, round 2, as opposed to the method. But you're not. It's getting the same price, so you may as well just take the KO.
Yeah.
If she gets a sub, fuck me. But
right. Well, she's never gotten one before, so I highly doubt she.
I don't even know
she has those long arms.
I don't know if Nunez has ever attempted one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, take her by KO and let's move on.
Yeah, I love it.
And DraftKings wise, what do you do with her salary though? Like,
I love it. Okay. I love it. I'm pivoting from. I wish I could put Almeida in every single lineup, but I can't because he's 9,700. Got to be realistic. So I'm gonna have very little of Almeida. I'm pivoting to like Nunez, somebody like that at 9,500. A great salary to play. She scores 5 points a minute. The salary voodoo here is fantastic at 9,500. That salary has a win rate of 91.5%, and it makes optimal almost 50% of the time. So Farron is giving up 6.5 points a minute, 114 per loss. She's been finished in both of her UFC losses, guys. Don't let the weigh-ins fool you. This chick is tiny. Yeah, okay. If you've never seen her fight before, she'll get inside real quick. And with her long arms, she only needs she needs a half step less to get inside. Nunez almost finished Ramona. Finished her like 4 times.
Let me make this clear. A different referee stops the fight.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Because her face 100%. Was like, she was busted like a great. I mean, she was like, they should not have let that fight go on.
Yep.
So I don't have a concern for that. Like, if Nunez was not really hurting her, yeah, then I absolutely wouldn't be making this play. But like, yeah, that was a finish. Like, I'm counting that as a finish.
Yeah. And just lastly, Nunez, I mean, 121 against Bia Malecki, who she finished at the very end of the first round. So yeah, you get the 90 points, but then to score 30, almost 31 points on top of that in the first round. I mean,
first minute finish is live here.
Oh, 100%. And even if not, Nunez has proven she landed 52 on Malecki, a knockdown, scored 31 points in almost 5 minutes.
By the way, I
love Nunez here.
Ramona Pasquale is awesome.
Trash. Yeah. So also, Nunez is the Monk pick of the week, the most owned, no nonsense pick of the week for me. Shit. Josiane Nunez here.
The Slacks Hoagie Shack Whack of this week.
Right. Exactly. Right, exactly. Next fight, Warley Alves against Dalby. I'll start this one off because it's easy for me. You cannot play Dalby in DraftKings. You cannot play Dalby in DraftKings. 2 points a minute, 64 per win. In his career, it's less than 70. He's never done anything good in DraftKings at all. He's never scored 90 points ever. Never scored 90 points. Don't play him. I'll have some Warley Alves. I was hoping to get him. I was hoping these salaries were switched, but Warley is the favorite here, 8,300. I will be getting to Alves at this mid-range price. Not a ton, but because I do think it goes to decision, as Dalby has never been finished in his career. I would like for Alves to finish Dalby, but I'm just going to pick Alves by decision. And, Alves scores, almost 100 points per win in his last 2, so I really like that number. Give me the chances on Alves here. What do you got for this one?
I don't have a bet on a winner. This is one of my split decision props that I have for the card, and the reason is I think 99% of the time Alves wins round 1. We know what we're getting with him.
Yep.
And Dalby's a slow starter. Round 3, you almost have to like Dalby to win it, based solely on Alves probably having no energy. Round 2 is what I call fuckery, where Dalby probably does enough to win the round, and 2 judges give it to Alves. So true. I like the split here. It's in Brazil. Let's keep that in mind.
True.
So probably Alves, and it's 1,100 plus 1,100 for either guy. I think it's plus 650 for the split, which is crazy when only one guy really has finishing equity here. That number's that high.
Right.
In contrast to Ketlin Vieira last week was plus 350 to go to split, and each side was like plus 700. it's weird to me that they think this is. I mean, Dalby is a decision machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Alves. I don't trust Alves enough. But Brady has an interesting little take here. He likes this fight as a draw. He thinks this is a potential draw spot.
Bags.
He said, no. Bags are coming. Alves. Ring a ding ding.
Ring a ding.
I don't have
ding.
That. Thank you, Propaholic. Ring a ding ding. I don't trust. Like Alves could 10-8 him in the first, and I wouldn't shock me. And Dalby could win. You know, yeah, but also some of those fights that in the distance were like Jeremiah Wells murdering him.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
I'm not worried about like
and James Krause beat him in the second round.
And Sean, this is a good point that Sean's bringing up. To be honest, like if you really like Alves, I just play him round 1 at plus 350. If you really like him that much to come out of the gate, I know Dalby's pretty durable, but he's 38, 39. Like he's getting up there.
38.
I mean, Ronson finished them, even though it didn't count.
And he didn't post any butt naked pictures on his balcony. So
what? Maybe we got to call him, make sure he's all right. But the possibility of a 10-8 first and Dalby winning the last 2, kind of an interesting, pivot. Oh, Dalby's not getting a KO here. Come on, man. I mean, like Alves could KO himself.
That's true.
But I'm not gonna be Dalby like.
I'd be surprised if Dalby, he's gonna point. He's gonna point fight like he always does.
I like the split. Other than that, I'm not gonna make a play here. I think I just can't trust Alves. Screwed me over enough times where I'm like,
for sure.
Look, I finally got an Al Hassan fight right. I ain't pushing my luck.
That is a great point. Speaking of fights that you need to target, Terrence McKinney going against one of the Bonfim brothers. I don't know if this is the older or the younger.
Younger.
I assume. Oh, okay. Well, he's got the big sledgehammer nickname compared to his brother, I think. So maybe my translations.
I'm pretty
maybe
sure
my translations are off.
I gotta look it up.
Either way, 85, 77, fantastic scores to play for Salary Voodoo. 7,700 is actually one of the best salaries to play overall. It's that mid-range dog salary that's fantastic. It has a plus 50.5 win rate.
I was wrong, by the way.
He's the older.
Ismail's the older brother.
Okay, gotcha.
I assumed that he was younger just based on card structure.
Yeah, that's true. I would imagine. Yeah, I guess that as well. But his nickname is Sledgehammer, and the other one is, I think, Little Sledgehammer. So that's kind of why I was thinking that. But yeah, I like both sides. I can't even pick. I think I probably picked McKinney. But Bonfim could easily come out here and either, avoid the big shot and take him into deeper rounds. But Bonfim has to worry about a lot of stuff here. McKinney's power, McKinney's wrestling, McKinney's control time. I lean McKinney here. I will have a ton of this fight in DraftKings, a ton of Bonfim as well over on both guys. 23%. These ownerships, I mean, I appreciate guys that do ownerships. Really, I do. In fact, I'm probably going to start doing my own very soon as well. So I really do appreciate it. It's kind of an artful, mathematical thought process, which I enjoy. 23% Terrence McKinney is insane. He's going to be way higher than that at 8,500. 20% Bonfim is insane. He's going to be way higher than that. At least for me personally. I'm going to have a ton of this fight. What have you got for this one, Lou?
I'm not certain that Bonfim's ownership will be much higher, but McKinney's is going to be.
It should be.
Yeah, it should be 50.
McKinney's should. Yeah, exactly.
Like he's going to, because especially at this price point, he's got to be
at 8,500. How is he not in every 50% of lineups?
So I will have 100% of this fight. I got the under at a horrible price parlayed. I mean, I have it in a couple of juice boys here. I can't trust McKinney here because I feel like Bonfim, the one thing that like Bonfim can do well is defend the takedowns and keep McKinney at range. And if McKinney doesn't really like do anything those first 3 minutes, it's going to get super interesting. So if you're going to play McKinney, round 1, but you're getting a horrible price. But I am looking
exactly.
I am actually going to lean Ismail Bonfim on a live bet if the price right. If this thing gets out of the first round and you give me plus 250 or better. Now, what I'm worried about is that they're catching on a little bit with some of these fighters. Like I'm not getting the same price that I really want. Like Billy Q, I think was plus 300 after 1, and like he got his ass kicked against Anthony. Right. It's like I was hoping for a better price. If McKinney like fades the last minute of the first round, I'm going to get a little worried that maybe they're only going to give me Bonfim at like plus 120. Like they may be like, but I think the time props are safe. I'd prefer, if you're going to play a prop on McKinney, I think McKinney KO over the sub.
Yeah,
like I do. I think McKinney KO is, because I don't think he's going to get takedowns here. I don't think the takedowns are going to be available to him. So I think if he's going to get if it's going to get anything, it's going to be a knockout if he swarms him. I don't have the constitution. Well, yeah, that's probably see that's what I'm saying is they're starting to catch on here. Like he could lose around 10-9 and somehow be a 3-1 favorite.
Exactly.
And maybe that wouldn't surprise me. I don't have the constitution to bet on Bonfim pre-fight. It's terrifying and like,
yep.
But I guess if you're gonna lose a bet, you want to lose it in 9 seconds and just get it over with. but I can't get to McKinney either. Like there's something at me that's just saying I'm happy with the time prop. I'll move on to other spots I like better. I'm not talking you off taking McKinney. You're getting a good price on him, but just something's holding me back. Something's holding me back.
Yeah,
he could look. Could he sub him? Yes. But I feel like the one thing Bonfim does do well is takedown defense. And I think McKinney's the power, his power over Bonfim's power, that gap is just so much more substantial than this fight. If he gets him down once, he can 1,000,000% sub him. But I like what I've seen from Bonfim, the way he defends. Like his balance is good, his distance control is good, he spots entries quick. So I like everything I've seen from him in that regard. If it hits, but there's no reason it couldn't be a club and sub either. But
yep, this fight's going to be fireworks. I would not miss it. Miss the other 4 if you're gonna start late. Be sure to get there by that one. Next fight, and I don't know if these are in order because we have both Bonfim brother. Oh no, I missed one. And we probably don't really have to talk about it much.
You don't want to miss this one.
Yeah, no, you don't want to miss this one. Jailton Almeida, one of my favorite fighters to watch, going against Shamil Abdurakhimov. I can't believe this fight's actually going to happen. Almeida, only the second time we've seen someone at $9,700. It's heartbreaking. Lou, what do you got for this fight? Anything as far as betting? There's some absolutely insane lines here.
If your book has a prop by like prison rape, take it.
Which they might.
It might be minus 200. You're not going to get plus odds on this, but I think. Look, man, there's no real good, unless you want to like get super creative and do like a round 2 here, which I think is dumb. Like I wouldn't want to waste my money here. It's round 1. The only thing I'm thinking is like, I know Shamil's never been submitted, but he also fights at heavyweight where like, it's not like he's facing that threat a lot. If you want to take Almeida by sub,
I have Shamil being submitted once in his career.
Oh, really?
Is that true?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. Either way.
But like, I don't know, man. Like, whatever method, I think this is like just one. You could probably take Almeida in the distance. Like my book has, for round robins, they have something called a banker bet. Not a lot of books do this, but you could basically put that in saying like, this is on this. If this doesn't hit, everything else loses. This is pretty safe. Him in the distance, just to at least get a little bit of value on like an entire round robin. That's what I did with it. Like,
yeah,
but yeah, there's no any line you look at on. If like round 1 TKO plus 300 like worries me. Like that's the numbers too. I don't know.
These numbers are in minus 1,200. Do not go to the distance.
If he I feel like the threat of the submission gets in the tap. Yeah. Like the second he puts his arm around him, Shamil may be like, no, like, he may be like, fuck this. Like, I'm done.
I'm not dying in Brazil.
Like the fight's over. Like the fight's going to be over. Like just quick tap, get paid, get the fuck out. Like I could see that, but I got, like, if Jailton gets a takedown, is Shamil a bum?
Get this guy. Hey, mods, get this guy out of our fucking chat.
Yeah, who is this guy? Who is this jabroni?
This guy probably bets on Mandy Bum.
Fun fact: I always like making Brady worry, and if you go watch his personality pick episode with WizBets that he did last night, which was great, he revealed that his original name for the channel was not. He is the mod. He unsolved. Do you know what his original name was on his channel? It wasn't DFS by the numbers.
Uh-oh.
Thundernut DFS.
I love it, dude.
And look, I'm not talking shit. He said this on a show last night. I'm just repeating it. And I sent him a message this morning. I'm like, Thundernut. I'm like, that's awesome, dude.
Thundernut. Oh man.
Yeah. So Jalton.
I can't believe his ownership is this high. I mean, I can because of
course you can.
Flocking to him. It's 37%. I'm going to be well under it, unfortunately.
I mean, you need a lineup without him if you want to win the 100,000. Like,
right, exactly. I think in 20 max hand builds that I was doing, I think he's in 3. I put him in 2, and I just had to add him in 1 more. I can't get to any more of him than that. That's such a high salary. He's going to need 130, 125 to probably make optimal. He can do it. He can do it, which is why I have him in 3 lineups and not 0. But 9,600 has made it 3 times out of 16 plays, and its win rate's almost 100%. So this is $100 more than that. I don't really see, and I'm not playing Abdurakhimov at all. 0% in all formats. 0%.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, there's you know.
There's no I'm getting something. Yeah, none. Next fight. I love the dog play here. Munir Lazez going against newcomer, the second of the Bonfim brothers that we talked about, Gabriel Bonfim, who is a huge favorite here. 8,800 in DFS to 7,400 for DraftKings, I should say. I like Lazez here. I think this one goes to decision. I'm going to get to a bit of both of these guys, but much more Lazez than I will Bonfim. He's surrounded by guys like Poteria, whom I actually really like here, going against the retirement fighter. Who else? Johnny Walker is under him. We've got 8,500. We've got somebody. Oh, McKinney. Jamal Hill's 8,400. There's a lot of guys I like around here other than Bonfim that have finish equity. Is he going to sub Lazez? Maybe. That's probably his main path to victory here. But I like Munir. I like his DraftKings scoring over 4 points a minute in 3 UFC fights, 95 per win at 7,400. That's right up my alley.
Jesus
Christ. Oh my God. It's there. Munir Lazez. Give me Munir. I'll have well over the 20% ownership that he's currently slated at right now. Bonfim's ownership, which one? This one? He's slated at 22%. So he'll probably be right around there.
Mon Lazez as well. And I know this doesn't always work for Clint, but Clint has a great point with his trend he likes, that guys that are favorites coming off the Contender Series, making their debuts.
There's a lot of them. How many you're going to win?
It gets a little dicey. I don't love Lazez, but I do like his experience. He's pretty tough. I know he hasn't shown power at the UFC level yet, but his jab, what's up, Luke? His jab's good. And not only that, but his cardio always seemed to hold up really well. I know he can get Angel Loose out of there, but he still looked all right, just jabbing him and jabbing him, jabbing.
They're both listed at 6'1", and Lazez looked a bit taller.
I have concerns for how I know Bonfim has a 3rd round finish. I have concerns for how Bonfim will look, especially because he's probably going to have an adrenaline dump fighting at home. I have concerns how he will look as this fight goes on. I got Lazez at plus 155 earlier in the week. 2 CLV plays in 1 week is my record. I'm surprised that I would have added more, but I started getting worried when I saw the money coming in on him. I don't have super confidence in this pick, but I like the price. And Lazez definitely has a path to a decision here. I don't think he gets a knockout. What's up, Jenna? I don't think he gets a knockout, but we'll see. And I think Lazez, I think his fight IQ is good.
Agreed.
So I always like that against the guy who I think may have a cardio issue as the fight goes on. He won't rush in and try to get a knockout.
Nope.
And run into a something stupid. If he's gonna lose, it's probably in the 1st round. If this gets out of the 1st, I feel good.
Agreed. Here's one I'm having a bit of trouble with. Thiago Moises going against we'll call him Melky Costa. I like Moises here.
Melba Toast
Costa. I like Moises here. Obviously, this is not only a newcomer fighter, this is a short notice replacement as well. Relatively short notice, a week and a half or so, maybe a little more, which both huge numbers to go against Costa. And honestly, Moises does not score well. I talked down to him I talked down to him. No, I would never do that. I talked him down a little bit on the Wednesday show. He only scores 1.5 points a minute, 71 per win. If he's going to get a finish, this is the guy to do it against. He just beat up Giagos, put up 100 points out of nowhere at $9,000. He's got the same salary this week. I think he can finish Costa here. And if he does it in the 1st round, He could score very well. This guy's going to be one of the lower owned plays at the $9,000 range. In fact, he's at 20% ownership. I think that is the lowest that we've talked about so far. Costa's like basically unplayable at 4%. I'll have probably about 10-15% Costa just because I need to get to some of those guys down there to make my lineups work. But it's hard for me, man. Moises, Rodriguez, Peteria. I don't know what to do. If I'm making like a single entry, I don't know who to pick out of those three. I thought it was obvious. At first, I thought it was Rodriguez. Then I thought it was Peteria. Now I'm thinking Moises could be the sneakiest of Moises could be the sneakiest of them all. So I might go over 20% here, Lou. What do you think about that?
Round 1 sub for Moises.
Dude, yes.
So not only I'll throw one more.
You just convinced me.
I'll throw one more morsel out here for you. Aside from the fact that Costa almost died like the last time he like lost by submission, I don't think Moises is the better striker here.
Chat is agreeing. I'm going to have to go big on this.
I don't think Moises is the better striker here. I think it's close, which makes me like the idea that he's going to get a takedown immediately better. Like he's not going to fuck around on the feet. He's going to know just very easy, just get it to the ground and the fight's over. I think this is, I think Giagos is better than Costa. I mean, Giagos does grappling competitions, like doesn't look terrible. He's better on the ground for sure than Costa. And Giagos doesn't really offer much on the feet, but this is a smash spot for Moises. And I do not like traditionally betting him.
Do we think this is the same kind of formula? We go in, we get an early takedown, tons of control time, and then he finds a sub?
Yeah, like
he scored very well.
Like I like him a lot better than I like Josiane Nunez because even if he takes to the second round, think about how many he's getting points with takedowns. He's getting control time. He's not like a big striker from the ground, but he'll land enough stuff to like get you a few extra points. Oof. Like I think Nunez has to win in the first round. If she doesn't, the price tag gets dicey for a second round KO unless she landed like 90 strikes in a row.
Farron is just so bad.
But I'm saying is Moises at least gives you a couple of waves. Like he's not first round dependent. Like it obviously would be nice, but right. I don't think he's first round dependent. But I think this is. I mean, I already have a bet on the round 1 sub. I have the sub prop and the round 1 sub already tracked, already in. It's like one of my favorite props on the card. That's that's plus odds.
I don't know if it's
other than all my split decision props.
The 9K region in this card is just so difficult, man.
We got another one that I like too coming up. So
yeah, right here probably.
That's the one. That would be the one.
Robocop Gregory Rodriguez again going against newcomer fighter. Or DWCS, whatever you want to call it. Also, a short notice replacement. This was not the original fight for Rodriguez, so tons of numbers working against Bruno here. Bruno looks smaller than I thought he was. I am
way smaller.
Am I right? Like I was surprised. I was surprised.
Doesn't look like the same weight class.
No, even his Tapology picture, he looks like Ian Kutalaba size, and then you see him and it's like, what the fuck happened?
I heard a couple people complaining about this. But they were slacking.
Yeah. I heard they took down a ton of props from future cards. I didn't hear anything about this one.
They did it right when like Ontario put their shit back. So I don't know if it had anything to do with it or they're just like convenient.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Bruno is going to be low owned. 9% is his projected ownership compared to 32. RoboCop is very well known. He's an exciting guy to watch, so a lot of people know of him. He's a 9K fighter, so automatically his ownership's going to go up. I like Rodriguez here, probably by finish. 4.6 points a minute and 111 per win is fan-fucking-tastic at $9,100. I will take that all day. The only thing I mentioned, like on the Wednesday show, one of these times Rodriguez is going to get bonked and he's not going to recover. Is it going to be against Bruno Ferreira? Probably not. I think Rodriguez finishes this hopefully in the first round. I will be rostering him. I think I had him at 25% in my handmaids for 20 max. I like too many of these 9K guys. So 25%.
How much for
range is good? Probably about. I think I had about the same. I'm probably going to have to switch it though. I only like 3 guys at the very bottom, and it's Costa, it's Lacerda, and it's Fajeda. Those are the only 3 I can really play. Maybe a little Magny, maybe a tiny bit of Murphy, but man, I just
this is the guy. Those guys, guy who wins.
I have no salary.
Out of all the guys you mentioned, this is the guy that wins you 100,000 if he wins.
Exactly. That's
like
the thing. If Rodriguez gets bonked, Exactly. So I've got 25% of each of them as it stands right now. I'll probably be reworking it to get more Moises in there, but I'm not going to take Rodriguez out of any of my lineups as it stands. So I love this fight. I think you have to play it. I think the winner scores well no matter what. And like Lou said, Bruno Ferreira could win you 100K. So you got to have him, a little bit of him in there anyways. One of these times Rodriguez is going to get hit and he's not going to recover in time. It's going to happen. I don't know when it is. If I did, I'd be a gazillionaire, but it's going to happen. So what do you got for this one?
So I know that the Chronic Combat boys took a shot on Ferreira around 1 KO.
See, I mean,
but I think which is his winning condition. So I don't hate it, but right now, like his round 1 prop is plus 600. Let me see what his round 1 KO is here. DraftKings wants to tell me. Apparently, DraftKings does not want to tell me. So let's just say it's higher than plus 600. Okay. And it's not giving me shit. Actually, it's not showing me any odds. That's great. I guess it's down. So I like Rodriguez round 2 because, like, he always gets hurt in the first round.
Yep.
Cheaty fucked him up. Iron Turtle fucked him up. I mean, Marquez didn't. All right, that one's like,
yeah, yeah.
But it seems like it takes Rodriguez a little bit to get warmed up. And Ferreira, everything in his tape, he's going to come guns a-blazing. So I think Rodriguez sub is curious, but he just, I can't trust it. You're not giving me enough for it, but I think Rodriguez round 2 plus 450 is kind of an interesting look for me. Like Weather the Storm. We'll see what Ferreira, there you go, plus 900. Obviously, like a plus more than plus 600, as I said. So it's right. Yeah, I mean, Rodriguez is just going to screw around and Ferreira will, I told you,
chop his head off.
I said last week after because I never brag on Twitter, unlike a lot of people, but I did have a good week, up 8 units.
Yep.
And one of the things that I'd said on this show is that one of the mistakes I made last year was taking too many big lines and doing in the distance instead of the money line to try to cheat the line and get a better price. The issue is when I do that against guys that are undefeated on the regional scene, because we really don't know how bad they are. And last week, if you had Argueta in the distance, you lost. If you had Rebecca in the distance, you lost. I understand how appealing they look, but especially Fiore showed like a ton of toughness. So you just don't know. Like for me, it was that Evan Elder, Preston Parsons fight where like he had him choked for 13 minutes. The guy just like, yep, I'm good.
Survived.
I will make an exception for this fight because Rodriguez took Julian Marquez, who was like indestructible, and just tore through him. Iron Turtle is like impossible to finish, and he tore through him. So this dude can tear through people that have never been finished. I'm willing to make an exception here that he's going to get a finish, and that's why I'm taking the round prop. But his in the distance now is minus 190. It's unbettable. Like the time props here are unbettable. Like it's gotten just so out of hand.
Single entry. Who are you playing, Rodriguez or Moises?
Moises. He's going to be lower owned, and also he's safer.
That's true. Good point.
Like I don't think Rodriguez.
Good point.
I think Moises' ceiling is higher, and I don't think the worst thing that's going to happen to Moises is he's going to win a decision.
And even then, he could score outrageously well.
Like I don't know how Moises gets finished. There's a path where I see Rodriguez getting finished.
See, this is why I love doing this show on Fridays, man, because
Moises has he absolutely has the higher floor. There's no doubt in my mind he has a higher floor, but that's not what you care about for a single entry. You're saving what are you saving? $200?
$100 difference.
Okay, I mean that's whatever. And I think you're getting a slightly again with the takedowns. I mean, look, if Rodriguez was pulling jiu-jitsu and decided to go the takedown route, maybe not. But
now here's the wild card. Here's the wild card, the third play in all of this, which some people may laugh at me, but I think he's right up there.
My favorite
Ihor Potieria going against the 41-year-old Shogun Rua, who's retiring. You never bet on retiring fighters. But what's to stop Potieria from coming out here and smashing Rua in the first round and outscoring both Moises and Rodriguez? That's what I mean. These three guys, I don't know what to do here. I'm on the Potieria side. I love Shogun Rua just like everyone else. Ihor scored terribly in his first fight against Nicky Gums, but this is a guy who's 41 and retiring and much smaller than Potieria is, as where Nicky Gums was not. They were at least the same size. Maybe Nicky was even a bit, maybe not taller, but maybe a bit girthier, as they say. I don't see anything about Rua. Maybe this goes to decision. Yes, Ihor has terrible cardio, but what's to stop Mauricio from getting smashed here early and Ihor outscoring everyone named Moises and Rodriguez. So I'm going to have a ton of Peteria. I think I love the first round upside here. And yeah, I might be wrong and I might be throwing away some salary, but if he wins, he's 17% owned right now. This is going to be the play of the night. This is another guy. I think
it gets you 110 in a win.
I was going to say he gets you 110. If he makes the optimal lineup, I mean, nope, this is going to eliminate 80% of the field. So I love Peteria here. I'm going over.
He could get you more if this ref lets it go on too long.
That's
true. And he gets a couple of knockdowns.
Exactly.
He could put up like Frivola numbers against
that makes me
Valdez. Is that I'm thinking of? Gennaro Valdez. Knocking down like 5 times in 2 minutes, and it's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I've got 0% Shogun in my lineup.
I had a bet on Valdez in that fight, by the way.
Oh no.
And I'm like, he's fine. And then I'm like, he's up again. It's good. And then I'm like,
well, that was right after McKinney got deaded, right?
Right. But I don't know.
McKinney, but
I'm like, Valdez is tough. And then I'm like, oh shit, maybe not as tough as I thought. So I think Peteria kills him. I don't have a play on this, but I have a play on that. I do have one play on this fight though, Monk.
Oh yeah?
Would you like to know what it is?
I would absolutely love to know what it is. It seems like a sloppy fight.
Yes. We're getting some yam bags. This checks 2 of the boxes that I love. Number 1, Southpaw versus Orthodox. Stances up. That's number 1. Number 2, I always like it when the guy who's the favorite sucks because he is very unskilled. He is very raw. His striking could loosely be called martial arts. And also like narrative wise, what if Peteria if he does anything, he's not getting any warnings. They are taking the point because
in Brazil,
they come on, like this fight's not like why'd they make this fight? They're trying to give who can he beat? Like who can we give him that he has a chance against? So what if he kicks him
they should have saved St. Preux if that was the case.
So what if he kick him in the stomach and they're like, nope, point. Told you about that in the back. We warned you about kicking your opponent. No kicks, no punches. We warned you about this. Point. Like Hua could win. Look, I think Peteria. Like I'm not rooting against your lineups, but if Hua won 28-26 just because of point deductions, I would love it. I would think that was hysterical. But Yambag City, baby. Yambag Jones right here. It's this fight.
Who did Hua knock down in his last 5? Oh, he knocked down Nogueira. He knocked down Craig, I guess. And then wait, he knocked down Tyson Pedro 3 times. Is that true? I guess it is. Wow. That was way back in 2018 though. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was hoping maybe you'd sway me off Peteria.
That was the old Tyson Pedro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Not the one who leaps over hairy Hunsuckers in a single.
I really wish you were getting Peteria for
cheaper.
Yeah, 8,900. That's the thing is I think Gordo said the same thing. Like we were talking, he's gonna be his ownership being low makes him super interesting.
Yeah,
he's just 200 cheaper.
I know if he was 87,
a little bit cheaper would have been nice.
Damn it. Yeah, that's true. But I'm still gonna play him. I think I have to. I think we're on the main card here. Paul Craig going against Johnny Walker. We're making great time, Lou. Paul Craig, Johnny Walker. This is one. Ownerships are weird this week. 15 fight card. 12% Craig, 20% Walker. I'm probably going to be over on both of those, man. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I think Walker gets it done here. I think Walker gets it done inside the distance. But if he doesn't, Paul Craig's going to sub him. So I want both sides of this one. I hate saying that. I really do. Walker's numbers are pretty good. His offensive pace is terrible, but when he wins in his last 5, in his career, he scores 114. In his last 5, I guess he has, oh shit, I hit the wrong fucking button. In his last 5, he's at 107, 108. So that's not too bad. He is 800, almost 900 over his average salary. Paul Craig is going to do Paul Craig things. You just have to hope that Johnny Walker is going to follow him into his guard or get pulled into guard or do something stupid, which Johnny Walker does do. So I'll be playing both sides of this one. I'll be over the ownership on both sides for sure. The official pick, I wish I could pick Craig. I can't. I'm picking Walker inside the distance. What do you got for this one?
How about I give out the Prize Picks play that I have for this?
Ooh.
Even though I can't play Prize Picks in Pennsylvania, but since Brady
Chat
had
loves
me do one,
Paul Craig.
Since Brady had me do one for the Wednesday show, the Walker under on strikes, the under 21.5 strikes, because if Walker lands 10, 15 strikes, the fight's over.
Yeah.
And if he goes to the ground, he's not landing any strikes and he's getting tapped. Like, I don't know how he ever lands that many strikes. So my analysis real quick. Do I think Walker probably knocks him out? Yes. I'm never betting that because I like Paul Craig. I don't want to root against him. But Walker's win condition is don't go to the guard of Paul Craig, a.k.a. don't do anything stupid. I can't bet on Johnny Walker at minus 190 or even as in the distance prop. No. I can't bet on him at minus odds to not do something stupid.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah. And like, could you take a flyer on the over here? I'm just going to make a case for the over 1.5 here at crazy odds. If this fight plays out a little bit like Craig's last fight where he's stalling, laying down, kind of killing the clock, frustrating Walker, to get over 1.5, you'd be clenching your butthole for 7.5 minutes, but I can certainly make a case for it at the price.
Plus 140, plus 150.
I can make a case for it at that price.
Yeah.
That Craig could take 3 minutes off the clock just doing that. The problem is the other 4.5 minutes when they're standing on the feet. That's where I get worried. But the most likely outcome is Walker knocks him out. I hate to say it. I hate to say it.
We're on the same.
But Paul Craig has surprised me so many times. Hey, he beat a guy fighting for the title.
That's true.
So
he's gotten you a 71% ROI.
Heart Paul Craig, mind thinks Walker gets a first round KO here. Unless Walker thinks now he's like a grappling wizard for getting Kutiab out of there with a sub.
Yeah. In which case he would be mistaken.
I should also mention that like sometimes you find people in the community that they get a fighter right every single goddamn time. That's Paul Shaughnessy's guy, Walker. I think he's gotten he's got like every Walker fight right. And I think he's gotten every Paul Craig fight right in his life. And like he loves Walker in this fight. So I'm putting that out there that like, Paul is like the Walker whisperer. So
there you go. You got to follow those people, man. Jessica Andrade going against Lucky Lauren Murphy. The pick here is Andrade Lou for me. Why don't you go ahead and start this one off?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'll add to this is I mentioned last night in Dan Tom's chat, I've dated several Lauren Murphys in my life, and and they are fun gals. Those Lauren Murphys. She seems like a wonderful woman. She's gonna be totally outclassed here everywhere this fight goes. Murphy has like a weird way of making fights ugly, but I don't see it here. I think the skill gap is just like this line is about right. Maybe even not wide enough. But I'm not betting this. I don't want to play her in DraftKings either. I can get away from her in DraftKings.
Same. Yeah.
Murphy's pretty durable. I mean, I know she's not facing people with this kind of power, this kind of grappling, but Murphy's pretty durable here. Like, I think she can hold out for like a couple of rounds. If you want to, I mean, I'm not playing ITD here. I will say that Mike's MMA Picks played ITD here, and it's the first time I've ever seen Mike make a plus odds bet.
Oh shit!
So the fact that he has confidence in the Andrade in the distance, I can't say I have the same confidence, just because Murphy finds weird ways, and Murphy's cardio is decent. Like if this gets the third, Murphy's there, it's going to like Andrade is going to have to finish her quick, I think.
Yep. To score well. I mean, that said, though,
to even get a finish, I think the longer this fight goes, the more Murphy can kind of like vet savvy her way.
Yeah.
To just survive.
Oh, yeah.
She's not winning a decision. She's not winning a decision. Not
no. Jessica Andrade scores extremely well in every single fight that she's ever won. In her career, she's scoring 4.5 points a minute, 114 per win. In her last 5, only 3 per minute, but still 111 per win. I think she can score very, very well here against Murphy. I'm picking her. I'll be playing a bunch of her at 9,400. I think that's a fine salary to play her at. She could score 115, 120 and make optimal lineup. That is a thing that definitely could happen. Her ownership is pretty high though, 32% projected ownership compared to 14 for Murphy, which I also think is very high. So I'll be under on that on Murphy, and I don't know where I'm going to be compared to that for Andrade. It is a very high salary, so I'll probably have 20-25%.
She's probably a solid
more than
cash.
Nunes.
She's a nice cash play, like to give you relief.
Solid cash play. Yeah, if you're not playing Almeida in cash, you could definitely play Andrade in cash here. I think
I meant Murphy. I meant Murphy's a solid, like, if you just really need to save salary.
Oh, do you think the next guy?
If you wanted to go stars and scrubs.
Well, I was thinking even for cash. Oops, there goes my mic. Who do you think scores better? Her in a decision, Murphy decision loss, or the next guy, Neil Magny, at $100 more expensive? That's the only toss up I have with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I might want Magny. I mean, do we think Burns finishes Magny is the question. I think Burns wins this fight. I think he's got Magny covered everywhere. Magny is not a good DraftKings player at all. That's the big problem.
Well, how do you know if he might be good at DraftKings?
Oh, that's true. That's true. Maybe. I guess I haven't seen his history.
You don't know.
But as far as scoring for DraftKings, only 2.29 points a minute, 85 per win in his last 5. In his career, those numbers are not much different. 3 points a minute, but only 93 per win. I mean, I guess if he gets a win here at 6,900, he's gonna probably make the optimal lineup. That is a decent call. But I think Burns has him covered here everywhere. I think Burns can get a ton of takedown and control time points, and just kind of stall Magny out at any point in this fight. I think he hits harder as well. Does Burns? Burns's chin has been touched a little bit, but it's probably because he fought. Did Hamzat knock him down? He knocked him down twice. So that's where he gets that. And wait, Damian Maia knocked him down twice. That's not a good look at all. But that was several fights ago. So give me Burns here. As far as ownership in DK, man, I might be right around that 20% point. I just don't, he doesn't score 100 points very often. His average is only 97. So let's see here. Where is it? He scores 90 points or 100 points in only 61% of his fights. So that is a decent number, but not as high as some of these other guys and girls. So give me Burns for the win, but I will probably take it easy on him in DraftKings. Anything to say about this one?
I don't have a bet on this one either. And I'm not convinced Magny can't make this super fucking ugly the second and third round because this is what Neil Magny does.
True.
But Burns round 1 sub has a lot of appeal for me right here on this one because if he's going to get it done, he is one of the hardest people for me this week in DraftKings because his ceiling is he's another guy where his ceiling is crazy. But anything outside of a lot of grappling, a late finish, he's never paying off his salary here. And Magny his cardio's never been an issue, man. He just finds these fucking ways to win third rounds to make it so that he's just never getting hit. He gets his opponent against the cage. He almost pins their arms down, lands a couple of short, dirty boxing, and his opponent gets nothing going in these rounds. And it's definitely possible here late in the fight, but yeah, Burns should smoke him. But I don't like this play. I don't like this fight for DraftKings. I think I would rather play Murphy, if I'm being totally honest, but
yeah.
No bet. Burns is going to win, and we don't need to. We can move on to the title fights now.
There we go.
Of which I think we might disagree on one now.
Oh, let's see if it's this one.
It is not.
Probably be the next one. Davison Figueiredo going against Brandon Moreno for I don't know how many times, 4th time. I'll start this one off. Let's see. No, actually, why don't you start this one off so you can finish out the next one?
I ended up favoring Moreno here. I will say that I might have been slightly influenced by the market moving 25 cents overnight. It was shocking, but
what did Trotman? Did he drop all that knowledge on everybody that he had?
No, I don't know. I think he's being funny.
No, I know.
I think this is probably the last time we see Figgy at this weight class. I think he moves up. I've heard some weird shit that's been going on these last couple of months. He's training at his own gym.
Really?
And he's
not
kind
with what's his name anymore.
Not a fight ready. He's not doing he's kind of just. And meanwhile, Moreno, just got out of the relationship with Krause, but he seems pretty grounded. I think Dale said something like, "Why do people like Moreno if he's just one of these guys that plays with Legos?" And I'm I think it's more people just hate Figgy. There's something about Figueiredo that people just don't
He's
like.
so two-faced. He's always like, we have no beef. Me and Moreno, we're friends. And then he's like flipping him off at all the. It's just so stupid.
So I lean Moreno here. I mean, I can't say I have any confidence, but I'm betting this literally because I don't like Figueiredo. There's your expert analysis.
Yeah. I don't really like him either. I'm picking Moreno as well, to be honest, for the win. I also don't mind him for DraftKings. I think he scores well, $8,000, most expensive underdog. But if he wins a decision, he could score very well. Let me see what his career decision numbers are. Not good. Split decision, he scores 90 points per win. But I think in this 5-round decision against Davison, if he can actually, get to a decision and look decent, he could score okay at $8,000. Wouldn't be too bad. I don't think he gets finished here early. So I think it's worth a little stab at $8,000 to get him in. He'll be in a ton of my lineups right now. He's at 40% projected ownership, 32 for Figueiredo. This is the second, or I think first or second most owned fight projected on the entire slate, which is kind of interesting to me. I'm going to have several fights higher than this, more owned than this. I'll be probably lower than the field on Figueiredo and probably right about the field on Moreno here. I'm pulling for Moreno, and that's about it. I don't want to see this fight again. I don't want to talk about this fight anymore. I just give Moreno back the belt, and then he can fight someone else. How's that? Here's one that I'm excited for. Glover Teixeira going against Jamal Hill. Lou, let me start this one off. Ownership is kind of crazy. Actually, the last one is the most owned. This one's second, 34 for Teixeira, surprisingly, 32 for Hill. Very mid-range guys here at 7,800 and 8,400. I can easily see, I'll probably be close to ownership on that, probably over on Hill, but I'll at least be 35% on Teixeira, because if Hill doesn't finish the 43-year-old Glover Teixeira, Teixeira's run has to end eventually. It has to. He's 43 freaking years old, guys. It has to end at some point. Hill did not look good against the 40-year-old Thiago Santos 5-round fight that was not exciting. If Hill doesn't finish him in the first round and Teixeira can get a takedown or two, this one I'm going to be I'm going to be not happy if I don't have Teixeira in my lineup. So I'm playing both sides. My pick is Hill inside the distance, probably in the first round, maybe early in the second. And that's my pick. I don't want to miss out on those potential points from Hill. I was going to play a ton of Teixeira and not much Hill, but I don't want to miss out on points from either side. So Teixeira made optimal in a loss in his last fight, scored 106. If he goes to decision, who knows what he's going to score. So give me both guys here for DraftKings. The pick is Hill. What do you got to finish us off here for UFC 283, Lou?
I'm going the other way. I'm on
Glover.
I'm on Team Glover, I really struggle with this one all week. I'm changed my pick a couple times. I have a tracked bet on Hill. I'm just going to leave it up there. I've already bet the other way, and I have Glover in the distance plus 150. I have Hill KO plus 110. I'll take the hit. Like, not a hit. Like, if either one hits, I small profit, but I'm not going to track the Glover bet. I already put Hill in. I'll leave it. But I've pivoted my pick, and really out of everything out there, there's one thing that swung me the most as I thought about it. I don't think Hill's going to be able to do anything that Teixeira hasn't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And Teixeira's training with the champ.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think there's nothing Hill's going to have. Hill's got, like, his legs are so long that I think it's just going to take one single leg from Glover. I mean, Santos doesn't have like a good top game. Like, he was just, pulling out a game plan out of nowhere. I mean, this is, if it's top control, that's it. So I took Glover. I took him round 2 sub at plus 1,000. Nice little prop. Hey, he already won the title by round 2 sub. Why not try it again? Right? A great rationale there. It'll happen again. But I think Hill's going to be a champion. He's going to be back. He's still learning. He's still growing. I just don't think this is the spot.
Interesting. I love it. And I'd be so happy for Teixeira, but I'm worried, man.
Doesn't Glover have to get the belt back so that we get the rematch with Prochazka?
He would have to, man. Yeah, but
to.
How long is Prochazka out?
I don't know.
How many months?
I think he's doing slap fights now. So he's probably all right.
Oh, well, then I guess Glover can still get it in before he turns 44 years old in the next 9 months. So there you have it, guys. We did it. we got through all 15 fights in just about an hour exactly. So thanks, guys, chat, for hanging out. Quick, get your questions in the next 2 minutes if you have any. Other than that, you can check me out on my MonkMMATics channel. Game Theory is up. This is your last night to watch. Get all your DFS numbers and your stat study ready to make those lineups tonight before tomorrow's fight card. I think it's at 5 p.m. Central Time. You can check out Salary Voodoo on the MMA Engine. Why don't you rewatch this show after you hit the like button down there? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And yeah, that is gonna do it for me. Lou, what have you got for the people?
You could take a break from watching the show and go watch Props to Consider, and then maybe
there you go. And then after that, you can watch Brady's show.
Yeah. No, Brady gets enough views. Like, let's worry about us.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I take it back.
I did the show with Aaron the dog. It was great. We kind of haphazardly broke down like 12 of the 15 fights. Just the way our props are. I will tell the joke another time because we've hit the hour mark. We're out of time for in all fairness, it's not like it's that funny. It's only funny because of the way I'm doing it. Monk knows. So yeah, you got Brady's show. And look, if we're talking about comedy, there's no funnier human being than I know than Brady.
True.
Clearly.
Exactly. So guys,
Brady is like super underrated funny, by the way. I'm not like
that's true.
Balls. Brady is like, I never know if Brady's fucking with me, like if he's being sarcastic or not. And I'm like, God damn. And he's like, I know, right? And I'm like, yeah, I hate you for it, but I respect it. But immense respect for it.
These young kids and their different senses of humor.
Whippersnappers.
Exactly. So, guys, hope you enjoyed the card. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the content the MMA Engine has to offer this weekend. And I know there's a show with Brady tonight. I think there's something going on tomorrow as well, pre-card. Other than that, as usual, I want all of you guys to enjoy the fight. So enjoy, and we will see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys.